Good afternoon. Hello there. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Justin McDonald, and today we have a quote from Joe Polish, and it's a really good one actually. And it has to do with fear and doing things poorly in the beginning. And what he said was since that fear is always there, treat it like a riding wave. Remember, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly in the beginning. I remember one time, uh, Russell Brunson actually quoted, I think his name was Garrett White, and I know I'm going to misquote it, but he said, whenever you're, whenever you do something, whenever you try something new, at first you're going to suck. Like you're really going to suck. And you're going to keep doing it and you're going to keep sucking. But after a while, as you do whatever it is that you're doing, you'll end up sucking so often that you'll end up being good at it. I know I butchered that, but I like that one. And I know that I kind of took this from one of Joe Polish's books too, but try new things at least twice. I like that too. I believe Gary Halbert said something like this too. Um, and if you think of it, any sport, any kind of hobby, new adventure event, oftentimes we're doing it for the first time and then we give it a shot and we're like, we're no good at it. This isn't for me. Just try it twice because then you can really find out if it's for you or not. Not if you're good, but it's not necessarily a good tactic all the time to just try something first impression and totally dismiss it. If it's dependent on your skill, because how are you supposed to know how to do something just the first time you ever do it? And I think that we have this expectation, and we do this to ourselves too, where we like are almost afraid of trying anything because our brains talk us out of doing it because we already see the failure, or like we just go ahead and do it and drag our feet through it and be like, this sucks. This isn't for me. It's like, try it twice. Maybe the second time around you'll have a whole different view of it. And at first when you try something new, you'll suck at it. So be okay with it. And also know when to quit. Also know when to quit. Going with that too. Like if you're trying something new and the first time you're like, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to what Justin said. I'm gonna give it a second try. Still not for me. But then you're just like, I gotta keep doing it. And then after week after week after week, you're like, this isn't for me. But you're doing it anyways. Know when to stop. Know when to stop. Know when no means no. Know when that you have reached that plateau where you're like, now it's time to go try something else. A lot of times people go into business too and they're really passionate about what it is they want to do for work or sell or build or give away or share with the world. And sometimes people just get stuck in this place where they just like, this is all I know how to do, this is all I want to do, this is all I can do. And they just don't know when to stop. They're just like, let me just keep trucking along. It's funny because right when I heard that, I can hear. I don't have a lot of cars that pass by my house, and I don't know if it picked it up or not, but I could hear somebody like passing by in a vehicle, and it sounded like it was like, mm, mm, mm. Like it sounded like it wanted to stop. Hopefully they're okay. It's funny how sometimes the universe or whatever just um brings us these messages. Um when I was at church earlier, I don't want to get too religious on anybody here. They were talking about there was some stories and parables happening talking about um actually death and rebirth because today's Easter. And it was interesting because right on cue, every time there was like a pause, there was like a baby that was there in one of the pews and would make a noise. I think kid might have been like 2 or 3 maybe actually. I'm getting because I know there was a baby and then there was like another child. I think there was like maybe a year or two old or a couple of years old, and it was just so funny. And I noticed a couple other people at church too noticed it too. But like every time it was like right on cue. Um, I just thought it was funny. Um, about messages, you know what I mean? Like, so it was like 3 or 4 times. It was like talking about like I don't know, like maybe like the Lord was giving us a message or something like that, and then like the baby would like make a noise. It was just like so like it was just so timely, and the child was like quiet most of the time, except for like these few times where there's these pauses, and it was interesting too because a lot of times it was talking about like death and rebirth, and so you would hear the message, you would hear the child make a noise at all the times when it was just um, an interesting thing to see in different parts of the story where there was I think death happening and then there was like seeing God or something through that, but it was just interesting because we as humans were seeing that same kind of message, but it was like through a child that was living. I don't know if everybody got that. I don't even know if you got this, but it was just I felt like I had to share that one today. Um, but anyways, since the fear is always there, treat it like a riding wave, right? Treat it like a riding wave, because fear um, is always there. Love's always there too, and you know anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Um, and you need to have thicker skin. You need to have thick skin to even be in the game, whatever game that is, anyways. So you know, if you try it a couple times and it just doesn't seem to resonate, then that's okay. You could just move on and do something different. But you know, sometimes you try something once and it's not for you either. That's okay too. But like if it's like something that you really feel like has more of a meaning to it, a deeper meaning, and a more fulfilling message and meaning to it, then I think you owe it to yourself to give it two fair shots. Two fair shots. And after the second one, you're really like, then you know. So, enjoy your day today. Embrace everything that's ahead of you. Try new things at least twice. Know at first you're gonna suck out loud at first, whatever it is you're gonna do, and you're gonna suck for a while. And then after a while, you might not suck as much anymore, and you might be okay at it. And then know when to quit. So thank you very much for listening today and or watching, and I really appreciate that. You can go to my website, Justin McDonald, JustinMcDonald.biz for more stuff related to this. And I do offer a couple times a month consulting services and some freelance copywriting services. As well as I have a couple books and other literature that could help you out. And for now, I mean, just jump on my email list, and you could still hear from me every day if you like. I like to help out other entrepreneurs and copywriters and try to make it fun too. Thank you very much. Peace.